So next step for this one, I think I'm going to take just some handfuls of the teeny tiny rocks. Just a mix. Shouldn't be any Petoskey's in there. And run them. Most of them are pretty worn already from being in the lake, so they should only require a few days on step one. So I can get that done before I go out of town on Wednesday. Interested to see how much this will fill up. All of those. Oh, I'm gonna be able to put a lot in here. Oh, a little bit out. I want to leave this green one in because it looks kind of cool. Okay. Then I got to put in some step one polish. I shouldn't say stage one polish. I should say stage one grit. Put in like 2 scoops and then get its lid on and get it going for 3 days or so. Come on. And this lid goes on. Normally 7 days, but I don't think these rocks are big enough to take 7 days of grit on stage one. Look at the teeny tiny rocks. I took them up very early because I don't think they need much in the way of first stage. Uh-oh. Shouldn't do this stuff one-handed, but I didn't have time this morning to set up the camera. Okay, let's give it a rinse. And then I'm going to set these all on stage 2 until Saturday. Some pretty stuff in there. Take a picture in a minute. Okay, look at, there's some like pistachio green ones. That one's got some like, looks like it might turn out blue. Put in okay, see you in a few days. Shimmery, shimmery. These are the teeny rocks that only spent a couple days on stage 1 and went right to stage 2. They were all beach rocks. They were fairly smooth to begin with. And I'm gonna bet most of them are ready for stage 3. So we'll put them in a borax rinse and then determine. Teeny rocks, hopefully they can all move to stage 3. They're so pretty, so many colors in here. Okay. That one's going to stay on 2. That one probably should go into 1. Two. Cool rock. is another one of my favorites. Just a cool pattern. Most all of these are going to go right to 3. I have a big rock like I did, it was like this in the last batch. Kind of a cool little pair. Picked a couple of these up. They're like this pistachio green color. And I don't want to lose a lot of that, so I'm going to put it in 2. All three. And I'm throwing them in water. Even though I rinsed them out, I don't want them to dry out, because if any grit is stuck in anything, it'll dry in there and then can cause problems in the further up the polishing. I love this one too. That one's staying in 2. Okay. And these will polish for 4 days, and then they'll be able to go in their very last step, which should, again, because they're small, not take a full week. That is a unikite. Can you see all the colors on that? I'll put it down here. Zoom in on it. Got a hair on it. Teeny unikite. Nice little pink rock. Some chert. Lots of quartz, some green ones, another quartz. I don't know what these are, but I find them very pretty. Another unikite. Okay, we'll see these again in a week, or 4 days. So this is the barrel for the new Lotto tumbler. It's a different way of tumbling. It works by like slowly rotating them around. And when I tried it the first time, I got a little ceramic in there already, some of the small rocks. I'm taking some old rocks that I had that were previously polished, and I'm gonna fill it up. They suggest you don't use this for stage 1, but you can use it anywhere stages 3 through 4. I'm going to use some gel stones that I have here as also the ceramic media. And I want to get this to 3/4 full. Now this is a stone that we definitely purchased somewhere along the line. And I'm using these big ones that were purchased more as filling, because we want this to be 2/3 to 3/4 full. Don't even know what that is. Looks like a piece of a broken piece of a bowl or something that we maybe picked up off of a... Bob wants me to make sure that I get all the ceramic out of the sink, which I agree with. And I'm going to buy a mesh for when I'm doing this in our sink, so I don't get stuff down there. More little rocks. This is a way you can you can polish up your pataskis without as much using as much of them, is what I have watched videos saying. So this is my first try, and after this I'm gonna try and do a batch of pataskis in here. It takes very little water and runs for 2 to 3 days. So I'd say that is 2/3 to 3/4 full. Okay, so now I'm gonna go get my grit. So this is the stage 3 grit. It's 500 grit, and it's really powdery, as you can see. I'm gonna do about 2 teaspoons, tablespoons, maybe a tad bit more. And then it's gonna go on the tumbler and get just a tiny bit of water, just enough to get it moving. This is what the tumbler itself looks like. It's mounted on a cement block that Bob added cement to me for. That's so that it doesn't get too much vibration. I'm gonna plug it in over here. Get it started. Give me a second. And as you see, they're just sort of starting to roll around. Again, some of these are rocks that I had previously purchased. Get a light turned on. Rocks are coming out of the Lotto tumbler. First use. Oh. We also mixed in some previously polished rocks just to make space. And we're going to get a borax rinse on this. Couple more still in there. Doesn't look like they lost much in the way of size, although it was a pretty thick slurry. Lotto tumbler coming out of the borax wash. They just keep falling out of there. Okay. So the hope is that these can all move forward to stage 4 polish. Let's give them a good rinse. Okay, again, these are the ones that I put in that were previously bought, and I put in just for volume. As was that one, I think. I don't even remember seeing that. Interestingly enough, all those little beads I put in, all those marbles, were orange when I put them in. Remember, I put those in as ceramic media. Very cool. Banded. Some have gotten more interesting, some have gotten less interesting. Beautiful. Let's dry this one. See if it's getting ready for some shine. It's got a tiny bit of shine on it, so I think it's ready. some nice lines on it. Look at that, it's gorgeous. Okay, so this one I'm going to scrub. Some of them have gotten so teeny tiny. So if I did this again, I would say the teeny rocks definitely go for less time. And I probably should pay a little closer attention to the hardness, which was hard to do with this many tiny rocks. And maybe on the next batch I do, I'll start by weighing them at stage 1 and then weighing them at the end. Okay. Everything's going into a polish. This is going to get scrubbed with a toothbrush because there's some ridges in there. And in case any grit is still left in, I want to make sure that's washed out before it goes in polish. I have a little Dawn dish soap on there. And I'm very aware that my nails are overdone for being done, but I'm just more interested in doing this right now than spending some time at the nail salon. I'll get in there soon. Okay. Polished rocks coming off the Lotto tumbler. This is the batch of teeny rocks. Give them a little rinse. And run them in borax for a little while. Lotto tumbler coming out of the borax. The teeny rocks. This is the first use of the Lotto tumbler. Give these a good rinse. Take out the rocks that we used for cushioning. Some very pretty little rocks in here. You have a paper towel, please? Picking out all the glass marbles we used for cushioning. And let's start drying some off. that's a pretty shine. Love this one. I would say the Lotto tumbler did a beautiful job of polishing these up. Where are some of my favorites? Fossil could have gotten a little more shine. Maybe we'll throw that in with some corncob media. Get a focus on that. Okay, let's let these dry off and check in on them. All of those will repolish. Thanks for watching.